When you look at their marriage, it looked very expensive and luxurious. And now Jamie is telling us that they were struggling financially. I'm like, you were struggling financially and you spent so much money for your marriage and you were not even getting a loan? I don't get it.
Nikki, please leave. Please leave. Please leave the house, Nikki. Please leave the house.
Look at you.
Please leave. Please leave the house. Please leave the house. This is violence. You've got the kids in your hands. Leave the house right now.
This is exactly what he wanted.
Leave the house right now.
I saw how it affected me in the marriage, and I didn't want our kids to suffer the same confusion because Dad was totally different when the cameras were on. In 2020, Jamie messaged my sister and was trying to get me back once he saw the views were still low, despite using the kids for the majority of his content.
Never hit me during an altercation. If that's true, why would she be apologizing for hitting me? And this was just one of the many occasions that I went through something like this. The Disneyland experience. Nikki said I didn't want them to go, but I offered to come so the girls didn't miss out on the experience. But he knew if I was there, I wouldn't like him filming them so much, so he made co-parenting the issue. This is entirely untrue. The only conversation we had about this was via text, and the closest thing she said to wanting to come was a comment about it being petty that I didn't invite her. I've explained in the previous video why we couldn't go on an overseas trip together and why I wouldn't have invited her. And if the whole filming thing was the issue, then I wouldn't have offered her the trip when she wouldn't allow us to go. The reason I offered her the trip is because my kids are much more important to me than anything else, and I didn't want them to miss out on this. Dad group situation, Nikki said that we'd only ever been there once. That's not true. Nikki said I've been exploiting the kids. There's no truth in that. Yes, my job over the years has been YouTube. It's how I provided for my family, both when I was married and after my marriage. And when I was married, Nikki never had an issue with the kids being in the vlogs. It's something that came up after we broke up. If you've ever watched my vlogs, you would know how much my kids love being in the videos. Over the years, we've got to have so many amazing experiences because of YouTube. We've got to do things that we wouldn't have otherwise got to do. Either we wouldn't have been able to afford them, or they've just been once in a lifetime type opportunities that we've been very blessed to have. We have a lot of fun making our videos. If you know me, I'm a big kid, and the happiest I ever am is when I'm...
So I think everybody has been watching their responses. Everybody have been talking about them. And I want to talk especially for the women or the young girls that are not married yet, or the single ladies that are not married yet. I want to talk about those lessons so you're not going to make the same mistake and end up in that type of relationship or marriage or even divorce. When I look at the life or when I look at the story of Nikki and Jamie, what I see two people that are, what can I say? I don't know if entitlement is the right answer or not, because none of them took a part of responsibility in their whole situation or in their whole problem. Jamie accusing Nikki, Nikki accusing Jamie. None of them took the responsibility and say, I did this in my marriage, I wish I'd done better. No, it wasn't like that. And they trying to kill each other, okay? And for me, that shows again what type of people they are. Because when you want to get married or when you are in a relationship, you have to be able to not be selfish. If you are a person and you are selfish, don't get married. Don't get married. You're going to end up just like them. When you want to be married, when you want to be in a relationship, you have to stop thinking about you, because everything is not about you. Life is not about you. Every circumstance is not about you. You have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. You have to stop being selfish. And most of the time, selfishness is what breaks a lot of marriage out there. Because the woman wants, she wants what she wants. The man want what he wants. And they do not want to get along. They do not want to come to a compromise. Nobody wants to let it go. Everybody wants to win. In a good relationship, in a good marriage, it's not possible. I have been married for 10 years already, and I have been with the same man with 16 years. And what I'm telling you guys, selfishness is a no, no, no. When I look at my parents who have like over 35 years of marriage, selfishness, no. This will destroy your relationship and your marriage. The second thing that I observe is that one of them, they do not know their role. Jamie doesn't know his role as a man. Nikki doesn't know her role as a woman. When you get married, you need to know your role. You are a woman. You should know the role of a woman in a marriage. You are a man. You should know your role of a man in a marriage. A man in a marriage is supposed to lead his family. He's supposed to protect his family. He's supposed to provide for his family. When I look at Jamie, he's complaining, okay? He's complaining he wants to do 50-50 with his wife. He wants his wife to work and contribute. He doesn't want to take the whole responsibility of being a provider. He doesn't want that. He wants his wife or his ex-wife, Nikki, to do that. And that's a no-no. And that is not what Nikki wanted, okay? Maybe at the beginning of her life, when she was a teenager, it sounds good, especially when you look at social media. It sounds good that, oh, I'm going to be 50-50. I want us to be equal in the relationship. That doesn't work, guys. Equality in a relationship, it doesn't work. People that are telling you that it works, look at all the marriages. Look at all the marriages where the couples wants equality. It doesn't work. Either one of them are suffering, either both of them are suffering. The man needs to be the provider, the leader, and the protector. The woman, you have your role as well. You need to be the queen, the boss of your house. You need to be in charge of your house. If your husband is out there working, bringing money, girl, be there and take care of your family. Take care of the food. Take care of the cleanness of your house. Be the chief and the CEO of your house. When people come to your house needs to be clean, okay? The food needs to be ready when your husband come back from work. Your kids need to be fed. I don't understand those women. They are married, but they don't clean, okay? They want their husband to go and provide and bring the money. At the same time, they want the husband to come and clean and feed and cook, okay? It's not going to work. And also, the women, a lot of women, they don't understand that in a marriage, the man is in charge. When you are not on the same page for a decision that is crucial for both of you or for the whole family, when you guys are bumpy head and you cannot find the resolution, the men need to decide what to do. But you're gonna see in a lot of marriage, the woman, she said no. If we are not going my way, there is no way, and it's destroying marriages. Are you ever seen in a boat two captain? There's always one captain in a boat, even in a plane. Always one. Always one captain, never two. You need one captain to take responsibility, to make decision faster. Only one person. And sometimes women need to they want that charge. They want to be in charge. They want their men to do what they want. They want the men to act and to do things the way they want. They don't want to be, again, submissive. They don't want that. When women listen about submission, For women, it means that they are a slave, they are slave. Okay, it means that the man is going to push their head underneath the table. It means that they are going to be mistreated. No, guys, I'm submitted to my husband, and I'm gonna say that I don't know, guys. Being submitted is a beautiful. I saw the result of being a submitted wife. The more I'm submitted, the more my husband gave me the word, if I can say it like this, okay? The more I'm submitted, the more my husband does things that I myself am surprised, okay? You need to be a submitted wife, meaning that when your husband and you are not in the same page, you let him take the decision and make the decision. If it wasn't a bad decision, fine, he's going to fix it. Or you guys are going to find a compromise and fix it. It's going to be on him. And next time, he will make better decisions. When you try to control your husband and take decision and be in charge instead of him, you are making him small. You're making him small. And I noticed something. Every time a woman wants her husband to do exactly what she wants, yes, she's gonna be happy. But at the same time, the reverse of that is that unconsciously, she's not gonna respect her husband anymore. She's gonna see her husband as a weak man. She's gonna see her husband as somebody that is not in charge. She's gonna see her husband as somebody that she shouldn't trust because he is saying yes to everything that she's saying. And it brings me again on this topic of respect. You have to respect your husband. You have to respect. Men wants to be loved, yes, but it's not the most important. Men wants to be respected. They want to be valued. Sometimes come close to your husband and say, I'm proud of you, baby. I'm proud of what you are doing. You're working so hard. Please take a little bit of time and let's spend time together. You're working so hard and I'm very grateful for what you are doing for our family, for the provision, for your lead, for your protection. Respect your husband and also thank him. It's not just the man to come and say to the wife that you are beautiful, I'm happy for this, to compliment. You have to compliment our men too. Our men needs to be complimented too. They need that. So when I see the relationship of Jamie and Nikki, it's lacking all those things all together. Jamie said that there were a lot of violence in their relationship. I'm against violence. Violence for men or for women is a no, no, no. Most of the time we hear that men are violent, but there are women that are violent too. There are women that are violent. And a lot of people are not believing. Some people, I'm not going to say a lot of people, some people are not believing Jamie. But Jamie came with receipt, okay? He showed us he came with receipt. Nikki didn't come with receipt. She went and paid somebody to write this beautiful response to make us believe what she was trying to want us to believe. Okay? It was rehearsed and well written. But I don't believe on her response. I don't believe it because Jamie brought receipt. Okay, we can see clearly what's going on. Violence is a no, no, no. And when you see that your fiance, the person that you are in a relationship, is violent, think twice if you want to marry him. Think twice if you want to build a life with him. Don't think that you're going to change him. And it makes me to the next point. A lot of people think that they can change their spouse, especially women. Women think that they can change their man. I believe Nikki knew exactly who Jamie was. I believe she knows that they were supposed to do 50-50 in their marriage. I believe she knew, but maybe she thought that she's going to change him or he's going to change. No, guys. If you marry because you want to change your spouse, don't get married. You're going to suffer. It's going to be a struggle for you. If you see something to your spouse or to your partner that you don't like, you cannot stand at all, don't marry them. If there is a behavior, if there is a something that you don't like about him or about her, don't marry, don't marry them. Don't get married. Because that thing is not gonna change. It's not gonna change, and you're gonna divorce exactly for that reason. Exactly. Now let's go back to the next point. Jamie, after 1 year, wanted to go back to his wife. He felt that I want to have my family. I want to be close to my kids. The fact that I'm divorcing my wife is gonna make me do. It's gonna destroy our family. Our kids are not gonna be with both of their parents. He felt bad about it and wanted to go back to them, to his spouse, and she said no. She said no. I'm sorry, guys. For me, this is again, it showed me exactly what type of woman she is. Because Jamie is the one that left her. She didn't leave him. He left her because of her behavior or because of what she did. He left her. When your spouse comes back to you and say, I forgive you, let's make this work, and you say no, it shows what kind of person you are. You are not determined for your marriage, for your family. You already have two beautiful children. Why do you want to destroy that family cycle that you have? Why do you want to destroy it? Especially when your spouse is trying to make things work. Especially when your spouse is ready to work and change things and be better. Why do you say no? Why do you say no? Because you think that the 20% that your husband doesn't have or your husband doesn't give you, you're going to find that 20% in another man, right? That's the mistake a lot of women are doing. When you're going to go and meet a new man and you're going to see that he has those 20% that you wanted so bad, you're going to see that that man is not going to have the 80% that your ex used to have. And you're going to suffer. I'm like, do you want to stay with a man because, no, let me rephrase that. Do you want to stay with a man because he doesn't have 20% of what you want, but he has 80%, okay? He has 80%. Do not make a mistake of leaving a good man and chasing only a small part, because the 80% that person is not going to have is going to make your life miserable. It's going to make your life miserable, what you are chasing. And that's the mistake of a lot of women, especially women. Don't make the same mistake. I say when Jamie and Nikki started their relationship, the beginning already was, it was already, the foundation wasn't good at all, because it appeared that they had issues since the beginning. It appeared that at the beginning of their relationship, their financial situation, it wasn't that. But when you look at their marriage, oh, their marriage look very luxurious, okay? It looks very expensive. That's what I say sometimes to people, that I prefer to go and get married with my husband only. We buy a cake at Walmart or Target, eat the cake. I don't have to spend all my money, all those dresses, okay? Do something that is small. Sometimes people want to show to the world what they are not. When you look at their marriage, it looks very expensive and luxurious. And now Jamie is telling us that they were struggling financially. I'm like, you were struggling financially and you spent so much money for your marriage and you were not even getting a loan? I don't get it. I don't understand. And that's how a lot of people are living, are showing you on social media. There are a lot of messed up marriages out there. But every day they are showing you their good life. But in fact, they're struggling. We have to learn that what we see on social media is not always, we we have to put like a type of separation and not compare our life with the social media life. We need to be strong about it. And if you're not strong about it, quit social media, because social media is full of life. I'm sorry, social media is full of lies. I think also a lot of marriage are destroying because there are the little things that they used to do that now they are not doing anymore. I'm not sure if the reason for is the reason for Nikki and Jamie. I don't think so. I feel that they had some deep issue, okay? Since the root, so the root of their relationship, it was already messed up. But I noticed that a lot of marriage are getting a divorce or are separated or destroyed because of the little things. At the beginning of the relationship, you guys were talking all the time. You guys were sharing things all the time. You were patient with your man. Your man were bringing you flowers all the time. Now you're getting married. You are not patient with your husband anymore. You do not kiss him like you used to kiss him anymore. And your husband stopped bringing you flowers. Most of the time in the marriage, women are the one who change. The men sometimes they don't change. Women are the ones who change most of the time in marriage. Yes. And as a woman, I think I have a message to my other women and girl. Put it in your mind. You are going to change. But you have to be careful. Your change is not supposed to affect your marriage. If your change affect your marriage, say no to that change. Say no. Because that change, years after a few years also, is going to change again. And you're gonna say, why did I get divorced? Women are the ones who change the most. And we need to be careful about it. We need to be careful about it. Those two people, Nikki and Jamie, they have a beautiful family, two beautiful girls, and those little girls are going through those little girls. I mean, they need therapy. They need to be in therapy. First of all, they're not gonna be with their parents anymore. Second of all, they saw the violence. They saw the way mom treat dad, how dad treat mom. They need therapy. And they need a lot of prayers. And that's how a lot of people are growing into life. That's why some people in life they are depressed, they are anxious because of the trauma they had in their childhood. Divorce is no good for me. Divorce is no good for me. I wish Nikki said yes and went back to her marriage. I wish. I wish she said yes and went back to her husband and be a wife and be a mom and learn how to be a good wife and a good mom. Because for me, both of them, they have the responsibility and they need to be accountable. Nikki, when you listen to her response, she seems like a perfect wife. She seems like a perfect woman or mother. No, I'm sorry. It's all lies and fluff. She needs to take accountability of the things that she did in her marriage. She needs to be accountable. And she did a lot of things in her marriage. A lot of things. And she needs to fix that before going to the next man or to the next marriage. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing. Jamie, for me, Jamie, the biggest issue that I see with Jamie is that he is not a provider. Jamie, you need to be a provider for your family. You don't need your woman or your wife to come and provide also for the whole family. That's your role as a man. You need to provide for your wife and your kids. That's your duty, Jamie. Instead of spending your money and getting expensive cars, I know you love cars. I know you like cars. Instead of buying expensive cars, please downgrade. Instead of buying expensive clothes, downgrade. Downgrade everything. Be the provider for your house, for your family. If you only earning, let's say 50K per year, and you can only afford a mortgage of, let's say, 1,000 or 800 per month, Your wife needs to be aligned to it. She needs to be aligned to it and be okay with it, because you marry him, okay? You choose him. So you need to reap the consequences. If you wanted a man who can afford a very expensive home, a big home with expensive cars, you should have choose a different man. But if you men that you choose only can afford a small house, you need to be okay with it. You need to be fine with it and support him and encourage him. Because let me tell you something, guys. The women are the one who destroy their family. A woman is either gonna build her home or her family, or she's gonna destroy it. The woman is the one who build her family. She either builds it or she either destroy it. Not a man, a woman. I feel very sad for those kids. I feel sad. And I feel sad that every time that I wake up, there's always a relationship dying. There's always a family being broken. And most of the time, because of what? Because of what exactly? Because of what exactly? Why? Because of what? Okay, guys. I'll see you later. Be smart, be wise, and be a good wife. Be a good future wife.